Recently, Will Smith broke his silence. He posted some videos on TikTok and on Instagram, and he basically was, I guess you could say, he was pouring his heart out, and basically describing the situation. He said he had reached out to Chris Rock. Chris Rock then, Chris Rock has not. He said he wasn't ready to talk.
Correct.
But yeah, he spoke about this. My only issue with Will Smith at this point in time is time. You know, this is something that's being addressed again over 3 months later. The world has moved on from this, and now he's popping up talking about, you know, I tried to talk to him earlier, this, that, and the third, but you turned it into content too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then not to mention, my issue too is I feel like when you publicly accost somebody like that, I feel like there needs to be a concurrent apology. And I think at that moment, I called it on the podcast. I felt that it was disingenuous that he literally got up there and used the character in the film to describe the current landscape of that moment. And then he was like, I was a protector. And you just walked off the stage and didn't apologize. And then they didn't even kick you out of the venue. You got the convenience of assaulting a man and going right back to your seat. And then you got up there and you fucking avoided an apology. Here we are 3 months later, and you give this raggedy apology. I think that a lot of this was to rejuvenate his career. Correct. He probably felt that he couldn't even continue on without this huge elephant in the room. If he was a slap me or Manny, nobody would give a fuck. But you slap one of the best comedians to ever live, and you can't get away with it. Like, if he slapped Tyrese, nobody's talking about it no more. You know?
Tyrese.
It's like he slapped Jody. No one cares.
Yeah.
If he was to slap whoever else, no one would have cared, but it's who he slapped. Mm-hmm. And it's like everybody's seen it too. Mm-hmm. Like, if it was behind the scenes or something, his career would be good. But dude, not this, Will Smith. Just not this.
I think
You think his fans care?
I think half of them do and half of them don't.
Yeah.
That's just what like the social
base.
media landscape.
Because his fans also are fans of Chris Rock. See, a lot of these worlds intertwine.
You think?
Especially because of the age gap. It's not a massive age gap between Chris Rock and Will Smith, and they both were massive in the 90s.
Chris Rock was on the show, I think.
Fresh Prince?
I believe so.
I don't know. Probably was. All I know is at that time, Chris Rock and Will Smith were massive. You know, especially Chris Rock with the bigger and blacker comedy specials and shit. He was massive.
Yeah, he's a huge. Yeah. I didn't realize that special came out. So it was like 1990 or something like that.
No. Bigger and blacker. That was like later 90s. That's probably later like 90s? Maybe 98.
Another one like special that came out in like early 90s though.
Yeah, one. That's probably way
I forgot
back.
which one it was. But I was like, dang, I didn't realize how.
I know that the bigger and blacker one came out probably late 90s, early 2000s because it was like the cover of it was a play off of remember the old Cash Money covers?
Yeah.
He took that scene, you know what I'm talking about?
Facts, yeah.
He took that same energy and put it as the cover of his comedy special.
Yeah.
So I would assume that was it. But yeah, that's just my vantage point.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, like, I feel like Will Smith has, like, especially like these past 2 years, he's done an effort to like build an audience like in YouTube.
Yes.
Other than like your movie star, like typical type of content. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like a big majority of his audience, I don't think they give a fuck. To a point where it's like, oh, I'm not gonna watch this shit no more. Does that make sense?
You're right, but I think it's deeper than that.
You think?
I think it's deeper than that because the fans, especially because of how big he is, not only do the fans determine the direction of your career, but the venues that hire you, the venues that allow you to be on their platforms are the problem now. Because Will Smith was supposed to have some content that was going to go on Netflix, and they pulled that shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's where the problems lie.
Yeah.
The fans may love you, but if China don't want your ass up there, then you done.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they'll be like, we don't trust Will Smith. He got COVID. You know? It's like, oh fuck.
He got COVID.
Yeah, but that's that, man.
I think that I guess from personal experience, I can understand Will Smith's. Not that I'm justifying it, but I can understand the journey of it. he originally slapped Chris Rock because he felt like he disrespected his wife. So in that moment, he probably wasn't sorry. Like he genuinely felt like Chris Rock deserved that for talking about his wife. So getting up on stage right after he won the award and apologizing, he probably like, what am I apologizing for? I did the right thing. And he makes a post, like he writes something on the thing afterwards. And I think even in there, he mentions that, he tried to talk to Chris Rock and he didn't respond.
Ready.
He didn't want to talk to him. Right. So what happens is, I learned this thing about like getting complete with things. Right. So sometimes you can do something and it doesn't resonate with you until like a while later. And you're like, dang, this is not sitting well with me. So I think this was his version of like, okay, and that's like, he's using like very specific language in like some technology that I'm like familiar with. He's like, I'm doing this and, I'm sorry for it, but I'm doing this in a way to not try to make myself feel bad. Because there's a way where he can be like, oh my gosh, I'm the most terrible person in the world. Yeah. But in reality, it's just like he did that. He slapped Chris Rock on stage and, it is what it is. You can't go back in time to do that. So I think that he's in a space now where he's trying to like just be done with the whole thing. And I think there was like a, part of him making the video is he's a content creator. So he's going to, find a way to monetize whatever. He got a 3-camera setup, like, some good lighting in there. But I think as far as the way he's communicating, he's coming from a genuine space, but he's also like Will Smith. Like, it's just like, somebody like Barack Obama can get on a podcast and express what it was like to be the president for 8 years, or they can write a book about it and, get the New York Times bestseller. So yeah, I guess that's what it looks like.
You got something?
No, I was just saying like, I think going back to the point where he said like, this is just his way of kind of completing it. Right. I feel like his fans are kind of taking just kind of like his whole situation with Jada and kind of like how it's already a complex situation. I feel like they're more willing to forgive him for such an act and kind of just be like, okay, we understand. Like, he's going through a lot, so we'll let it slide. But I do understand with like when it comes to like companies or obviously like that becomes dicey.
It looks bad.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think a lot of the problem is us though too. The reason why the problem is us too is because there's people who like his work. Had it been a lower tiered actor, this would not be allowed.
Oh yeah.
If this was not Will Smith, if this was Tyrese, he'd be banned forever. Okay? I keep using Tyrese. Sorry, Tyrese.
Tyrese got banned for crying on Instagram.
He's like, I want my baby. And he's been a meme forever since then. So I think what it is people will look at your status or who you are, and literally they will base who you are. Like they'll look at who you are and then their opinions dwell around that. I don't know if that makes sense.
But he's adding so much value though. It's like if you were like in a company and like they were choosing who to fire. Yeah. Right. They're gonna choose the person who's contributed the most value, whether that's like money or made the most money or sales, whatever. Yeah. That person's probably not gonna get fired. Versus the person who's just kind of like slacking off, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I just feel like he's added. He's a fucking high actor, bro. He's created fucking gems.
He's a guy. He got so many records.
Yes, yeah.
But in order for us to have that type of thought process or that type of value system, we're sacrificing our integrity. Because if you literally made an integrity-based decision, he would have been like, everybody should have dropped Will Smith.
Correct.
Because they would have did that shit with somebody else. They really would.
I understand the argument, but what is to do now though? Like what is the way he should like approach it?
I think that Will Smith should literally go out on a limb and try to get the Choco Taco back in there. I think he did all he could do now, but the problem is timing. He took fucking 3 months after slapping a man. Yeah. That to me is a problem.
Damn, 3 months.
3 fucking months.
It doesn't feel like 3 months.
The whole world moved on since then. Joe Biden fell down again off his bike. All kind of shit happened.
He got COVID twice.
Yeah.
Nigga Joe.
Joe be wilding, bro. Like it's.
I don't like how he announces that shit.
What?
I think he literally just stands there and he has his dog kind of like laying down and he announces that he has COVID or like he has all the symptoms and stuff. And he did 2 videos the same way, like the same angle and shit. Oh. So whoever's directing him or like deciding how to do it.
You should have had Manny come through like, welcome to Racks to Riches. We got Joe Biden over here. We got Joe Biden over here. He's got COVID again. Spit a bar for us, Joe Biden. You ain't black.
That's funny.
Yeah, but yeah, man, the whole world kind of moved on from this shit, and I think that maybe his, his PR people, probably said, "Will, just wait, hold on." I think that had a lot to do with it too.
Correct.
I think that Will probably wanted maybe to say something earlier, but I think that what happens is that sometimes people who aren't you will be making decisions and think that they're best for you. Yeah, because it's other situations too where, like for example. They've been putting herpes allegations on Usher for years. And you ain't even heard the word herpes come out of Usher's mouth.
Wow.
Not to mention, anytime Usher does an interview, no one ever asks him, does he has herpes? No one asks him. I bet you his manager or whoever says, hey, if you want to interview with Usher, you better not ask him about the herpes.
Don't ask for fucking herpes. Yep.
It's just like with LeBron James. He don't do a bunch of interviews or The Shop, but he's got a really bad receding hairline. No one is asking about his hair. No one. And I know they want to. Why do you think LeBron James hasn't done the Breakfast Club? At this point, it's on purpose.
Charlamagne will be fucking.
He's an athlete, though.
That don't mean shit. You know how many athletes and big people have been.
Athletes don't just come to the Breakfast Club.
Yes, they do.
I don't remember.
Like Steph Curry ain't been on there. Kobe Bryant was never on the Breakfast Club. Michael Jordan has never been on the Breakfast Club.
I will say this: Steph Curry doesn't really create content.
Yeah, he doesn't.
So I think that in those words, and first of all, let's be clear: Charlamagne was on The Shop.
Yeah, that's facts.
Charlamagne is just as busy as LeBron is.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so
that's a different domain, though.
Right there.
Yeah, but I will say that I can't say definitively, but I'll say that a man as big as him, there are some people that I know are avoiding going on Breakfast Club. Colin Kaepernick is one of them, and LeBron is another one. You mean to tell me that Colin Kaepernick is like they're not offering him to be on the show?
Colin Kaepernick ain't even been on his girlfriend's
show.
Damn.
Yeah, show. That's true too. But he was on I Am Athlete.
Yeah, for 7 minutes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
7 minutes.
That's my problem with Colin Kaepernick, though. My problem with Colin Kaepernick. Watch your feet. Sorry. You're good. My problem with Colin Kaepernick is the fact that his lack of voice. Like I support what he's doing, but ultimately he just allowed people to pick up a narrative and run with it and didn't fucking say nothing.
Like what happened? Yeah.
Yeah, what happened, man? And he just pop up like, with some new Nike ad. And it's like, okay, you selling your jerseys. That's great.
That shit nice.
That's nice. That's nice, Colin. But what the fuck, man? It's been 4 years, dude.
What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah.
But he came out with a special on Netflix. I seen the whole thing.
And he has another doc coming with Spike Lee.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think that's going to be fire.
I think here's the thing. I don't think Colin needs to do a bunch of fucking interviews. I don't think he has to. But I mean, nothing.
Yeah.
Silence. Yeah.
Nothing. When you have a stance that strong, you have to say something.
Say something, yeah.
Like something. Yeah, I don't know how we got on Colin. All right.
The Breakfast Club.
Yeah, that's right. All right, but yeah, you could take from that what you will.
What you will.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good one.
Nice.
What was that? What do you call that? What Jay-Z call it?
Double entendre.
Double. Did that?
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. There it goes. All right, switching gears.